Back in the gold rush days of the 19th century, the people who really consistently got rich weren't always the miners. A lot of the time, it was the folks selling the picks, the shovels, all the supplies. Well, today, we're living through a new kind of gold rush, the AI revolution. And that same idea is more important than ever. Who is building the essential stuff that's going to power this whole thing? Turns out, that question is leading to some of the biggest business deals in tech history. And this quote right here from Arkady Volaj, the CEO of an AI cloud provider called Nebius Group, it just says it all, doesn't it? The demand for raw computing power, it's not just high, it is absolutely insatiable. Companies literally cannot build this infrastructure fast enough to keep up. The market is just buying up everything in sight. And that is the engine driving this historic build-out. So right at the center of this boom, you've got two companies making some absolutely seismic moves. We're talking about IREN and Nebius. Both of them just announced these mind-boggling deals with tech giants, which tells you the race to build AI's foundation is officially on. And the stakes? They're being measured in the tens of billions. Okay, let's start with IREN. Just recently, they hit a huge milestone for their business, a 5-year AI cloud contract with Microsoft. And it's worth, get this, $9.7 billion. A single deal like that puts them right at the center of the entire AI infrastructure map. But the deals don't stop there. Almost immediately, their competitor, Nebius, fired back. They announced their own massive 5-year agreement, this one with Meta, for roughly $3 billion. So yeah, this shows there's definitely more than one major player in this high-stakes game. And just when you think you've got a handle on the scale of all this, consider this. That $3 billion Meta deal for Nebius, it came right on the heels of another contract they signed, also with Microsoft, valued somewhere between $17 and $19 billion. The amount of cash flowing into this one space is it's incredible. Okay, so the demand is off the charts. The deals are enormous. But this isn't just about throwing money around. This is about strategy. Because when you really look closely, these two companies have fundamentally different game plans for how they're going to win the AI infrastructure war. Yeah, this isn't just about who can build a data center. We're talking about two completely different philosophies on the best way to build for this kind of unprecedented technological boom. And their approaches couldn't be more different. You can think of IREN as the builder. Their whole strategy is about vertical integration, controlling every single piece of the puzzle. We're talking owning the land, building the data center, controlling the power connection, everything. And then you've got Nebius, who we can call the scaler. Their core belief is that capacity is the only bottleneck that really matters right now. So their entire focus is on super fast expansion and building out software for a ton of different customers. I mean, listen to this quote from IREN's co-CEO, Daniel Roberts. It perfectly captures how they think. By owning everything from the power plant connection all the way to the physical chip, they believe they can cut out risk from third parties, deliver projects faster, and just guarantee performance. It's a long-term bet that this control gives them stability and makes them a strategic partner, not just another supplier. Now, let's compare that to Nebius. Their CEO is just as clear, but he's pointing in a totally different direction. For Nebius, the whole game is about one thing: removing that capacity bottleneck, secure the power, build the data centers, and get those GPUs running as fast as humanly possible to meet this insane demand. Speed and scale, those are their weapons of choice. So you've got a builder versus a scaler, but these aren't just abstract ideas, right? They lead to two very different ways of measuring financial success. So how do these strategies actually translate to the bottom line? To really get what Nebius is aiming for, you have to know this metric, RR, which stands for annualized run rate. Basically, it's a projection of how much recurring revenue they're going to make over a year based on the contracts they have right now. You can think of it as a way to measure the sheer size of their revenue engine. And the target for that engine is just huge. By the end of 2026, Nebius is aiming for an ARR between $7 and $9 billion. That number tells you everything about their focus. Top-line revenue growth. They want to capture as much of the market as they can, as fast as they can. IRN, on the other hand, is focused on a totally different metric, IRR, or internal rate of return. So if ARR is the size of the engine, you can think of IRR as its fuel efficiency. It's all about how profitable each specific investment they make is. So for that blockbuster deal with Microsoft we talked about, IREN is expecting a levered IRR between 25 and 30%. This just highlights their disciplined approach. It's about making sure that even as they get bigger, each project is super capital efficient and delivers a really strong return for their investors.
Okay, so let's zoom back out. What does all of this really mean for the future of AI? Well, this clash of strategies isn't just some business story. It's a live look at how the very foundation of our digital world is being built, like right now as we speak.
So here's the crucial takeaway. This whole race proves that the AI boom isn't just about code. It is a real, physical, and absolutely historic infrastructure build-out. The demand for raw computing power is practically limitless. That's why the biggest tech companies on the planet are spending billions to lock down their spot in the future. And as we've seen, there isn't just one right way to do it. Both the careful builder and the superfast scaler are making a really compelling case.
And that leaves us with the big question, right? In this massive race to lay the foundation for artificial intelligence, who is making the smarter long-term bet? Is it the builder, who controls every single variable to guarantee they can deliver? Or is it the scaler, who's just racing to grab market share before anyone else can? The answer to